Welcome to the 2018 PropTech Challenge presented by REBNY. I'm Sandy Jacolow, Chief Information Officer of Meridian Capital, and I'm here with John Gilbert, Chief Operating Officer of Rudin Management. And today we're going to talk about the blockchain challenge category. You know, John, at Meridian Capital, for us it's all about the data. And what I've seen is there are over 50 million commercial properties in the US alone, and literally everything, whether it's a lease, a mortgage, a sale, everything is done by some form of agreement, where blockchain seems like a no-brainer for this industry. You know, how do you see blockchain automating the creation and execution of some of those documents?
Well, I think, you know, the greatest thing about blockchain is it's totally based upon trust. It's that, you know, once that blockchain has been created, or that block has been created, then the chain extended, is that all of that data that came before has been validated, cleansed, agreed to, so it doesn't have to be done again. So it's a building block, if you will, for various transactions that will occur in the future that will be clean, that will be efficient, and that ultimately will be the level of trust in terms of the data that the transactions are being based upon will be known to all, you know, all sellers and buyers. That was quite a lightning bolt.
And there's something to come
Yeah.
You know, back in the day, my background was in accounting, and you know, with this information, we're going to have attorneys, underwriters, accountants, a little bit of everybody looking at the data. Do you feel that because we've got such a vast audience, it should change the way somebody approaches blockchain and doing agreements in real estate? Or do you think that ultimately everybody's going to have the same point of view because it's going to be that single source of data that we can trust?
I think first and foremost, we have to realize that blockchain is not magic. It is not something, you know, there's no magic wand. It literally is a platform upon which transactions can be based. So once we identify which part of a transaction does not have the efficiency that we would hope it would have, then that's when the blockchain process platform can come in and solve that problem. So in terms of a sale of a property, clearly we know where title is, we know where the deed is, we ultimately know what the parameters are of that physical location. That's part of a block of a chain that ultimately can be built upon for future transactions.
But I think one of the biggest efficiencies is also going to be the time saver. Because right now when you think about the time it takes whether to execute a lease or close on a mortgage, so there's such an opportunity for cost savings and getting the deals done so much sooner, which have, you know, significant financial impacts. You know, one of the things that when we're all looking to lease, whether it be to a tenant or even creditors to a sale, you know, background checks, credit checks, that's a whole area right now that is done very manually, sometimes can be a very arduous task. How do you see blockchain potentially reducing the cost of that area and just making it a much more efficient process?
Yeah, I think it's why do it twice when you've done it once already? If the facts of the pattern haven't changed, then let's use those initial facts that everybody's agreed upon and that everybody trusts to ultimately move forward with that transaction. So I clearly see blockchain in terms of the drafting of contracts, the drafting of mortgages, the drafting of agreements. Why repeat, you know, what you've already done? Why, you know, remake the wheel? The wheel is made, the blockchain is made. Let's use that blockchain that for past data and bring it forward and use that in future transactions.
You know, with this sense of community that blockchain could build, because you know the owners, the managers, the service providers, and even the tenants are all now working together, and it removes some of the level of distrust. You know, as developers start to think about solutions, do you think there should be a focus on any one component of that, or should it just be a more holistic approach?
I would go where most transactions are, right? And you know, we're dealing with the largest asset class in the world, real estate. There are a lot of transactions that occur day in and day out. Clearly, contracts of sale happen every day. Refinancings happen every day. Mortgage documents are redrafted every day.
Residential leases are thousands of them every day, just within the small area of New York City.
100%. I think the biggest thing with blockchain is is what's the database that we're drawing data from to make the blockchain? And that's the key piece, is that I think there's a lot of effort going on right now. We're really interested to hear from the software development world on what else is happening out there in terms of creating databases that are true and trusted and accurate so that that data can be extracted and used within transactions.
So speaking of the software developers, in this particular challenge category, if there was one piece of advice that you could give them to solve a pain point or an existing challenge, what would it be?
You know, I would really focus on understanding the world in which real estate operates. What are those problems? What are the issues that we're trying to solve for? And then ultimately bring your brand of software development, of coding, of knowledge of blockchain to meet those problems head on, and then present those to the real estate community. We've got 2 billion square feet of space sitting around the table of the Real Estate Board of New York Tech Committee, waiting to talk to people and developers about blockchain, about other software development, and we're all really excited to hear what's happening out there and bring it to the fore.
Yeah, and I think for the developers, a great place to go is some of the larger brokerage firms that are out there publish quarterly indices and white papers about markets and neighborhoods, which would give them some good insight into some of the volumes of transactions in the neighborhoods and some of the information that's going back and forth. This is just another place to focus. So with that is the blockchain challenge category for the 2018 PropTech Challenge. You can sign up at proptech.devpost.com or follow us at proptechchallenge.com.